Greetings, Chaticus. It is I, Aben of Option 2, and this is the Inker. Today's topic is, should Splatanas have been made? Should they have been invented? Should they have been included in Splatoon 3? Are they a good addition to the game as a whole? Or are they not? That is our discussion today. In the Inker, what we do is we take these topics, sometimes silly, sometimes serious, most times silly, historically never serious, and we talk them out. We make a discussion between me and the chat, and we try to reach a conclusion. Good to see you, Chris Collects. Very good, very good. Cameron's here too, I think? Lovely to see both of you. Anyways, I am going to be playing Minecraft just as, like, something to look at in the background. So don't pay too much attention. I'll try not to be distracted by it too much, you know? Anyways, so, as I'm sure all of you are aware, I am an avid Splatana Stamper player. Some would say I am the greatest Splatana Stamper player. Now I might get some flack for that, you know? But I play a mean Splatana, you know? So I care deeply about this subject. But the fact is, Splatanas are they're a weird inclusion. Because they are a sword in a gun game. They're a sword in a gun game. And that's always a weird time. Though not always a bad time. Always a weird time. Always that Agent 11. Always here to bring a good argument. Love to see ya. You fail to see how the Splatanas were a negative addition to Splatoon. They became a staple of the game, several well-accepted kits. Even I use the Splatana. This is very true. But I want to have a discussion with y'all. Like a family, you know? We gotta hash it out. We gotta talk about why. I believe it is a good inclusion. And I think a lot of people agree. But why is it a good inclusion? You won't be able to crash into my world? You have an update? Ah, it happens. I also don't really know if you can crash in this world anyway. I don't know how that works. Why is Splatana Stamper, Splatana Wiper, Splatana Decavitator looking? It's not called that, but you know what I mean. Why should they have been added? So we have to discuss the vibes of Splatoon. My personal experience, no hyper analysis, no nothing, was I did not like playing Splatoon in Splatoon 2. for the sole reason of I didn't have a weapon that felt right for me, you know? All the weapons felt too, like, pigeonholed, like you just gotta do this thing, and you point and click at the enemy, and you do that. Which, like, is fine. It's fine. But it really wasn't for me. And when you play a game as much as I did, you kind of want to feel like you're cooking with something, you know? But when they came out with the Splatana wiper, technically, on the what was it, the test fire? I vibed with it heavy. I thought it was one of the coolest things ever. And I knew that that was what I wanted to use. That is my personal experience with it. Oh man, this is a scary place. Yeah, that was my experience. So I think it ended up doing something right. But what did it do right? There wasn't really a weapon that filled the niche of duelist-esque melee weapon, as far as I'm aware. Rollers were designed for squashing enemies and spreading ink. Quote from Splatoon Direct. Brush class is one of them. Yep, brushes are just rollers. Corporate doesn't want you to know that, but it's the truth. Did I not explore this corner of the cave? Bro, what? Yeah. You think Splatanas being made good because they offer new weapons for people to play? Yeah. Splatoon 3 would not have made sales if if there was no Splatana. Valid. Okay. I'm gonna run with what Agent 11 was saying to start, because I think that's a very good line of thought to follow. It fills a unique niche in the metagame, because these weapons are incredibly you do this thing. Rollers are really the melee weapon, you know? Splatanas are not the melee weapon. So, it's not a discussion of should there be melee weapons in a gun game, because the sword is not a melee weapon exclusively. The fact is, it's a incredibly versatile weapon that hits at range, hits at point blank, can do decent painting. It truly has something for everyone, you know? It's got some unique movement. It's good stuff, you know? Melee weapons technically existed, but they were more crowd control. It's directly combat focused. You're right. It's not something that you can just, like, brain dead, I'm shooting in this direction, let me hope I get this guy, and maybe handle the other guy. You have to be very strategic. So it's a strategic weapon, which the game is high-key lacking. The only other, like, strategic weapons, I think, are, like, let me think. Chargers count, because you have to pick your targets. Some shooters count. But the game is designed to be more like a silly entry-level shooter game, where hitboxes are larger, it's easier to hit people, less consequences. as opposed to more traditional shooter games where precision is, like, the most important part. This comes from an Aerospray player. That's fair. That's fair. But you're putting out valid points. And points that I was actually planning on making anyway, so it helps the discussion immensely. What is this place? Anyways. So, I really like what you were saying about the fact that it is a single target kind of thing. It is a dueling weapon. So it handles things different from other weapons. There's no question at this point as to, is it a different weapon than, like, a roller? Yes. It has more range, different targeting. It is not the same thing. Is it different from a brush? Like a paintbrush, it gets a little more sketch. But yes. Because a paintbrush focuses on that mid-range kind of drop-off attack thing that Splatanas can do, but not as efficiently. But yeah, they're distinct weapons. So its presence is not invalidated by any existing weapon. Ooh, what a nice little nook. Okay. The emotes are broken on mobile? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm sure you can look up stuff, like, generally if there's issues with YouTube, other people discuss it. So you might be able to find a solution. Okay, I need blocks. Okay. So it is a distinct weapon. That alone is one solid reason to include the Splatana. Now, a counter-argument is, as I was saying, Splatoon goes for a more, like, light shooter game vibe. More beginner-friendly. Prime example is, like, I can play Splatoon, but I can't play Fortnite. You know? Because they play different. But a Splatana archetype, shockingly, at least in my eyes, kind of relies on you doing that kind of precise gameplay that it's using. I thought getting shot by an arrow would make me mad at me. It relies on that precise gameplay that you could perhaps not. You don't want to infect your little colorful Squid Game, you know? So does it belong here? It's unique. But does it enhance the experience is the question. Fortnite is a curse. I'll go on record and say that. Congrats on your being free of it. But yeah, you say it has a certain charm that other melee weapons lack. Meteor sound. Okay, yeah. The dash attack. It's certainly got a lot of character. It's not something that's just like. It feels like it was put in with thought, you know? It wasn't just some like, oh, we'll just make another roller, essentially. It's oh, Cameron's here. Oh my word, he can do that. Cool. Yeah, this is why you want to be an elite. You could just join, I guess. Okay. But yeah. It has a unique flavor that contributes to the overall fun and silly vibes of Splatoon. It contributes a unique thing. Lore-wise, Splatlands is all about individual expression. You're so right. You're so right. And what's more expressive than bringing a sword to a gunfight? You know? That's some good stuff. Oh man, there's a lot of these guys. Sorry. So, the vibes are good. It fits the vibe. It's very cool. It fits the lore. And I feel like the bow did that well too. It gave that more archaic vibe. But they contributed different things. Like, the bow is essentially the only trapper class that we have in the game, which I think is really necessary. But can you easily express what kind of class this Splatana is? I would say yes. What it contributes is, it is versatile. It is the most versatile weapon class, in my opinion. And I know that, like, shooters as a whole probably cover more things, but you can only pick one shooter per battle, you know? But in the same match, using the same weapon, you can choose to use your Splatana in so many different ways. You can decide to go for ambush. You can decide, oh, ambush isn't working this time. And you can shift to, like, skirmishing, like running in, running out. Oh man. Oh man, that's bad. Okay, I really don't want to die here. Oh, Cameron, no! Okay, okay. I think I'm safe for now. This will get him. Alright, alright. Whew! But yeah, there's a ton of versatility. You can do skirmishing, you can do ambush. You could do just dead up holding that mid-range. That's doable. Literally, whatever you want to do, one Splatana archetype can cover that. I would say the Decapitator is the worst Splatana for that, in that it has a lot of things that it does specifically good. It's a lot less versatile, but it's better at the things that it does. Okay. Also, hi 𝒕𝒓𝒂𝒎. Welcome to the chat. You thought that the Splatana was going to be like a roller. See, and that's what we all expected. But I think what they did with making it a versatile thing is beautiful. Because, well, it's not intuitive to making a melee, like, a sword is supposed to be a melee weapon. And the fact that they didn't make it a melee weapon exclusively, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. But I think it's really good. And that segues into another thing that I want to say. It's all fun and it's all good to be like, oh, this thing is a really, really good thing to include in the game. Like, my word, it fits in so well, and it's so strong, you know? Some other things that did that, were like, I don't know, Steve from Minecraft being added to Smash Bros. Except wait, Steve is a miserable character to play against, and incredibly unbalanced for the rest of the experience, and kind of invalidates previous characters. Also, rest in peace, Cameron. So, it's definitely possible to have something that fits into the game, is well designed, does something new, and is a bad inclusion to the game. Okay? So is the Splatana that? Obviously, we all know the answer. No, it is not that. But why? Yeah, exactly. You can use it for hyper offense, sneak strikes, turf painting, skirmishes, combo fighting, mobility. Possibilities are endless. It's a beautiful weapon. And for my archetype of player, I I get bored very quickly. So if I can't change what I'm doing mid-match based on my opponents or have the tools to do so, I'm not having fun. So it was necessary for me to have fun. Unrelated fun fact, every The Anchor stream is shorter than the last one. That's interesting. This one's longer than the last one. I generally just go for as long as I have something to talk about, you know? I think I'm gonna go, like, replenish stuff for now. Oh, get out of here. But yeah, here's the thing about the Splatana. I'm playing on the Switch 2 right now, not on PC. I do have Minecraft on the PC, but I don't really play it. Yeah, I just have it. I don't know. Cameron, no! Here's the thing about the Splatana, alright? It is versatile. You can do almost anything with it. Same match, no different loadout required. It's a beautiful, versatile weapon. And the reason it's not broken, the reason it is balanced, is that it does everything slightly worse than the thing that normally does that. It can do ambushes, yes. It does them well, but not as well as a carbon roller. Not nearly as well. You have to be way more precise. It's slightly slower. And it's a lot more, like, telegraphed, you know? So, it's not as good as that. As a mid-range weapon, you have to do charge shots, individual shots. Some things, like, I don't know, if you were to take a splatter shot, you shoot out a stream of shots. Not every shot has to hit for you to succeed. Most likely, you'll miss half of your shots and splat someone at the same range faster than a Splatana Stamper would. You feel me? So, you could also go for, like, snipes at a distance, but that's not going to be nearly as effective as a charger. So what it is it's a worse version of every weapon. You feel me? Jenny and I are planning on streaming a little bit of the Octo expansion for that. Because that was actually pivotal to the start of our channel. We certainly have a place in our hearts for the Octo expansion. We'll see if Cameron can reach us by the end of the stream. We still have equipment. I think I might want, like, another sword or something. Maybe get an iron sword. seems appropriate. Oh wait, let's get two. All right. Whew, my throat's getting a little cooked already. Anyways, the Splatana is... Did I just, like, insta unequip that? Splatana is not as good as other weapons. And that's what makes it allowed to be included. You're not afraid when you see a Splatana more than any other weapon, because it fills that versatile role. It's not stepping on anyone else's toes. It can be countered. Typically, if you are able to push your agenda over theirs, you can normally do whatever your thing is better than they can do your thing. Like, a carbon can still beat the Stamper when it comes to ambushing. You just have to get them in an ambushing fight. But that doesn't leave the Splatana as a bad weapon, because the Splatana can then choose to avoid getting in those interactions and instead get them at, like, range fights. And then it's got a nice back and forth between the weapons that results in a higher form of gameplay, rather than just brain dead pushing your agenda against theirs. So it encourages a higher intelligence game by forcing adaptions from all sides. I was running out of torches, that's what I was doing. Okay. Oh my word. I think I gotta lure him up. Okay. It makes people want to improve. Because it's a hard to master weapon. Because you have to learn every style of play. Right? So therefore, it encourages continuing playing of the game. Because there's a higher ceiling. I think it's just a positive experience. You know? I don't really know if there's more to say on that. Does anyone think there's anything further to add to this discussion? Is there any other reason that Splatanas should not have been made? They contribute something unique. They match the vibe of the game. Okay. They encourage intelligent behavior. They get in a new audience. So new players are able to play because there's a different style of weapon that suits their style. And it's a sword, like, my word. Who doesn't want to use a sword? Swords are, like, literally historically the coolest thing. Okay, I gotta kill this guy. You cannot have a cool samurai sequence with a bamboozler. You're so right. Hey. Okay, that's not good. Where's this last guy? Where'd he go? Oh, he was behind me. Okay. So, in conclusion, the Splatana as a weapon is fun, well designed, balanced, and unique. And therefore, yes, the Splatana should be made. That was not a mistake. It was not a cash grab. It was a positive inclusion to the Splatoon universe that I think we as a society should talk about more. Nice. Let's get this stone sorted. Alright, I think I should get back to the house before I end up dying or something. And then I guess we can wrap up the stream. Cameron's approaching. I'm almost dying here. It deserves its seat on the 9-seat table of Splatoon weapons. We salute you, O bladed one. Yes. Because sword tastes better than gun. You're so right. You're so right. Oh, it's good. And I'm glad we're able to have an inter-stream where we're all discussing the same side. I couldn't bring myself to hate on the Splatana. It's just too beautiful. Oh, he's here! Hello! Good to see you. I don't really have a bed in my house for you, but... you know? We'll do what we can. I have to sleep. Hi, hi. Alright, but yeah. For now, that's Cameron. Oh. Oh. Well, I guess Cameron's cooked. That's increasingly awkward. Dang. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go put his stuff in a chest, I guess. The Cameron Memorial. can give him a bow. Oh, and he left the game. Poor guy. This one goes out to Cameron. But yeah, anyway. Thank you all for discussing with me. It means a lot to have you here. Glad to have you for another Anchor stream. How do I, okay. It's very good. It's very good. And yeah, let me see. Did you, yeah. We'll see you all for the, Octo expansion anniversary tomorrow. Big stream. Be sure to show up for that. And yeah, enjoy the Splatana existing. It's something that's real, something that we have. Good stuff. As always, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.